All right, let's talk about something that could genuinely change the world for millions of people. It's a story about a possible breakthrough for Alzheimer's that started with a flash of genius, but then got tangled up in some really tough questions.
I mean, seriously, think about that for a second. Could a simple flickering light, something you could make at home, actually fight back against one of the most feared diseases on the planet? It sounds like total science fiction. But what if it wasn't? What if the science was 100% real?
Okay, so here's the part that sounds just impossible. We're not talking about a treatment that takes years or even months to show an effect. In the lab, they saw the toxic plaques that are the hallmark of Alzheimer's start to dissolve in just 60 minutes. It's an absolutely jaw-dropping claim, but it's one that's backed by some serious science.
So where in the world did a discovery like this come from? Well, our story kicks off at MIT, one of the most respected research institutions on Earth. That's where a neuroscientist named Dr. Li-Hui Tsai and her team stumbled onto something truly extraordinary.
The secret ingredient to this whole thing is a number, 40 hertz. So what on earth does that even mean? It's actually pretty simple. All it means is that a light is flickering on and off 40 times every single second. That's it. That specific rhythm, that pulse, seems to be the key that unlocks a pretty incredible healing response inside the brain.
Now, this is where things start to get a little strange. Take a look at this timeline. The initial discovery, that was way back in 2011. It took 5 more years before it was published for the entire scientific community to see. And now, more than a decade later, you still can't get this as a treatment. And that big gap, that's the real mystery we're digging into.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of the science here, because this was no fluke. This wasn't just some random observation. This was a super rigorous study, and it got published in a journal that is basically the gold standard. So what did they actually find?
The results they saw in mice were frankly stunning. It turns out this flickering light gets the brain's own cells firing together in this perfect rhythm, creating these powerful brain waves. And those waves are like a wake-up call for the brain's cleanup crew, its own immune cells. After just a week, those cells went to work and cleared out half of the toxic amyloid plaques. And get this, the mice actually got their memory back. It's unbelievable.
And look, this is why you absolutely cannot just dismiss this as some wild theory. It was published in Nature, the most prestigious scientific journal on the planet. This means the world's top scientists picked it apart, checked every detail, and the results held up. It was replicated, it was confirmed. In science, it doesn't get more solid than that.
And this is where the story takes a turn. And honestly, it's the part that's going to make you want to pull your hair out. Because if the science is this good and the potential is this huge, then why on earth isn't this treatment available? Well, the answer seems to have a lot more to do with dollars than it does with data.
Before we even talk about money, let's just remember what's at stake. 40 million people. That's not just a statistic, right? That's 40 million mothers, fathers, grandparents, partners, 40 million families all hoping for a breakthrough. Just keep that number in your head.
And now let's look at the other side of the coin, the business of Alzheimer's. It's a massive $13 billion a year industry, an industry that's built on drugs that, let's be honest, don't cure the disease.
For just one person, the price tag for the current drugs is absolutely staggering. We're talking $26,000 every single year. And for all that money, what do you actually get? A pill that, at best, just slows the decline. It doesn't fix the damage. It doesn't bring back what's been lost. And then you have this number, the one that just stops you in your tracks. The estimated cost to build a simple little device that can flicker a light 40 times per second? Less than $1. The difference is it's mind-boggling.
I mean, just look at this laid out, side by side. It is almost absurd. On one side, you have a $26,000 a year drug that just pumps the brakes a little. And on the other, a $1 light that, at least in the lab, seemed to slam the car into reverse and actually start fixing the engine. How is this even a comparison?
So what are we left with? It's this awful feeling that the science is right there, ready to go, but it's hitting a brick wall. And that wall isn't a scientific one. It's the system itself, the whole complicated machine that's supposed to get breakthroughs to the people who need them.
And that's the bottom line, isn't it? Even though this has been published, checked, and double-checked by the best in the business, you can't go to your pharmacy and get this. Your doctor probably won't even mention it. Now, to be clear, human trials are happening, and that's fantastic news. But right now, it's trapped somewhere between the lab and the pharmacy.
Which leaves us with this huge, unsettling question. How does a therapy that can't be patented, that won't make billions of dollars for a drug company, ever make it to the public? When a potential cure isn't a pill, but a simple frequency, a pattern of light that belongs to nobody, who gives us permission to heal? It's a question that really makes you think about how our whole medical system is designed.